RocketRide is actually designed to help developers actually not only develop but also deploy and make successful AI projects. And there are many ways that we actually help them do that, all the way from native pipeline deployment, native pipeline development within your app, within VS Code, Cursor, Windsurf, whatever you're using, to really assist in that development process of making AI projects successful. There are several pain points. The first one is actually selecting the right tools, selecting the right model, selecting the right framework that you have, and you invest in one framework, and then find out 30 days into the project that, oh my goodness, I made a mistake. It doesn't do this. It doesn't do this, and then selecting the right model. Different LLMs have different responses and are specialized in different ways. So what RocketRide really tries to do is assist in that process and make it very easy to evaluate tools and models and frameworks and very rapidly develop the code. The second problem is what works in the dev environment very rarely works in the production environment and the deployment environment, and that's where you actually have a lot of problems. You spend at best case, you spend a week doing the development work on your AI project, and then spend the next 3 weeks to 2 months trying to get it deployed and scaled, and threading issues and all those other kinds of issues that only come up in production. Those are the main two pain points that we're trying to really hit for the developer.
The reason we changed from Aparavi to RocketRide, I think that's something important.
Aparavi has been in the data management and AI business for multiple years. It's been like 7 years, and what we discovered is we have a really valuable asset here called we internally call it the engine. One of the most valuable ones is webhook. And what webhook does, that connector actually receives data over an HTTPS endpoint and starts processing it, and it sends data out to either image data, video data, audio data, text data like PDFs, docx's, and all this kind of stuff, and it sends it out through this pipe, and you get to select what happens to that data once the webhook gets it. So for example, if you want a transcription of an audio, you just put a webhook there, transcribe audio, and say return it. And that's all you have to do. You send up the file, boom, you come back, 50 milliseconds, 500 milliseconds later, depending on the size of the audio, and you have a complete transcription of it. Rather than trying to set up Whisper and all these other tools and try and get your pipelines running in that matter, is you could literally have an audio transcription service within 5 minutes built into your app.
Yeah, let me just add one example. For example, if you want to do a RAG chatbot, right now, if you, let's say you use the Windsurf or Cursor, you want to vibe code a RAG chatbot. First, you need to specify what you want, and then you need to choose what kind of tools. And then if you're not sure what kind of tools, you're going to do the parsing. The AI is going to suggest things, and so then what starts to happen, that code starts to become a glue code, where it starts to glue things around and glue things on top and glue things on top and glue things on top. When you see it, you have a partially function chatbot that get PDFs, parse, use some type of OCR tool, and then put in a vector store and asking questions. You took like a day or 2 or 5 days to actually do something actually workable, but then becomes like a little monster that is very hard for you to change things, and then as big as it gets, as hard as it gets to fix it. And there's a point you just need to throw everything away and just start from scratch. This happened with me multiple times when I try to do things on the vibe coding way. But if you use a RocketRide, you can already define your things, but then just do the connections between where the data in and where the data goes out. And you can do all the transformation there. So you can choose what kind of OCR you're going to use. It's going to be OLAM or it's going to be Reducto. What kind of processing you're going to do? What kind of LLM? Sometimes one LLM is going to work better for one type of file, another LLM is going to work better for another type of file. So you can visualize that, and then you can easily store it. So that 1 week process can become like 6 hours work. So that's how you're able to reduce the time of your deployment of tool, and then you have you can control everything and test and iterate way faster. So the the no-code part or low-code part, you can be able to visualize it, but at the same time, you have the code part that you can be able to integrate things and use in your system. If you want to test the product, use the product, it's going to be available by March 1st. And if you're in San Francisco, we're going to throw a very nice hackathon. We're not going to share the details yet, but you're going to put on this later on Discord.